Hi, and welcome to Paper Route Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm working on a layout for Christie's Beautiful Life's 30 Days of Sketches, and I'm using the Calvinball Prompts to help me decide what will go on my layout. So for the sketch for today for Christie's Beautiful Life is the Day 9 sketch by Sarah Davies, and it's really faint the way that it printed. So it's really hard to see, but basically it has like a bunch of strips running up and down the center of the page, and then two small photos, some circles, a little cluster here, and then these arrow pieces. So right away when I saw these strips running up and down the center, gosh, I wish you could see that. It looks so hard to see. Anyway, when I saw those strips running up and down the center, I thought of pulling out this print shop collection that I still have nearby, because I still haven't put anything into the mini album, so I want to do that before I put it away. And I know that I have in this box all of the branding strips from the collections, well, not all, but like a bunch, and then the ones from the paper pad as well. And then I have like a little stack of strips, I guess. They're like the scraps that are like less than 2 inches wide, because after I finish with the collection, these are the ones that go in the recycle bin. If they're smaller than 2 inches, they don't stay. So that is where I'm starting, is with this very difficult to see sketch. I'm sorry about that, guys. I should have darkened it before I printed, but anyway, hindsight, right? And then I was also thinking, like, print shop is really great for some of the Calvinball prompts, because it includes things like, let me see. So I can pull this out, for example. So this, it includes stars, die cuts. Yes, definitely die cuts. Striped paper. There's definitely stripes in here. Let's see if I can find one right off the hop. There's a striped paper. It's got stamps. I have this set. There's 2 sets, but this is the one I got. I think the other one is like floral-ish, but I didn't get that one. So stamps and stencils. I ended up buying both of these because this one came with the event kit, but I really liked these hearts, so I also bought this one. And so I have those. And a date, I already looked up the date for these photos and set it on my date stamp. Frame, I think there are things like frame-ish in here. So for example, here's a circle frame that would go really good with the sketch, since there are circles beside the strips. And clean the desk between projects. Yes, I did clean the desk last night. If you watched my video yesterday, you probably could tell I was very tired. I got home late from work. I still had to do supper. I started my video after 10. I finished it around midnight, and then I still had to edit and shower and wash my hair and get ready for the next day. And doing all of that, I also cleaned my desk because, you know, I wanted to put my stuff away. I was also like, still, you know how when you go to bed, even if you're really tired, if your mind's not turned down, there's no point in really being there. So that's why I did all the things first. Anyway, that's a whole other story, right? This collection also has these beautiful hearts. I love these. These are fussy cut from a full sheet. And then they're the same hearts as what's on here. And yeah, I love those. So hearts, I have the washi and gold. There's lots of gold in this collection. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but like the highlights of this, these stars are gold, these hearts are gold. The outlines of these are gold. So there's lots of gold in here. Fussy cutting. Well, I've already fussy cut like a ton of stuff. So if you look in this little tray, for example, these washi stars are all fussy cut from a paper. These hearts are all fussy cut, and I think I used all my fussy cut florals, but these are all die cuts, so there's that. And then handwriting, I don't know if I'll do that or not. Polka dot pattern, I'm sure there's a polka dot pattern in here. I mean, there's like, that purple is polka dot right there. Titles with 2 or more fonts. So I still have quite a few of these. And there are some title pieces in here. Like this sticker all by itself has 2 fonts. And I still also have this, which is chipboard, and it has gold, and it's an alpha, so I feel like I could cover a lot of things with that one. What else does this say? Circles. Yes, I can definitely get, look at these cute circles. So many circles. Circles. I'm sure I'll get a circle on there at some point. Doilies. I didn't pull, there are no doilies in here, but you know what I have beside my desk because I kept some things in a drawer beside me for Calvinball? Check this out. Ta-da! Matching doilies. And that being said, what else is in this drawer that I might need? Let's see. Oh, now I can't grab them. I don't know where they are. Oh, did I see them? Ah, there we go. Film strips. Memorabilia. Yeah, I don't have anything like that for this. There are definitely butterflies in here. Let me get, well, you can see some butterflies right here actually, so I don't have to get any other ones. Torn paper, I don't know if I will do that or not. Bling and rhinestones. I can grab some of those, but they are not here. Arrows. I'm pretty sure there are arrows in here. Check this out. How about a big old chipboard arrow? Labels. Labels, labels, and more labels. An avocado. I did not see avocados in here. I don't think I will find any. Let's see what else is on here. Green. Yes, the color green is definitely in this collection for sure. Use a punch. Well, I already have punched pieces. These are punched pieces. These are punched pieces. Because before I throw things away, I punch because these are not all punched pieces. Some of these are fussy cut. But there are some punched hearts on here too. So, and these are punched hearts too. Let's see those. Lighting is really weird right now. Sun is going down, I guess. Okay, and then I have typewriter font. No, probably not. Although there are a lot of different fonts in here on the papery pads, so maybe I'll find something from there. Vellum. These little circles that I punched are vellum. Okay. Gold, punched, vellum, circles. That's 4 check marks on Calvinball, right? If I just put one of these on there. So there's that. Feathers. You know, I don't know. I don't know if there's feathers in here, but I wouldn't be that surprised to find one. So I have no idea. And I don't think I have any of those die cut feathers left from Ruth. Darn it. I think I have used them all now. Metal. You know what? I don't have anything metal out, except I have this little, this is supposed to be for like sequins, so that when you pour your sequins out and pick it out, and then you like can dump it back in the bottle or whatever. And it just sat on my desk for a really long time, and I would use it for what it was intended for. And then I started, like, when I'd pick something up off the floor and it was really tiny and I didn't want to go find the container, blah, 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 I just started putting it in here. And then, yeah, it's kind of out of control. But here's some metal stuff. And it's right here beside my desk, so I can definitely use something like that. But then I just remembered, as I was talking, probably sick of me talking at this point, that there are these, and they have metal clips on them. So there's that. QR codes, probably not. Stitching, I have no idea. Put away 5 layouts, I don't do that. Use a sketch, yes, I'm using that sketch I showed you at the beginning. Disney, no, there's not a Disney element here. Dinosaurs, I don't think so. Horses and houses, I don't know, if there's a house in here, I can probably sneak it on there. Let's see, horses, houses, birthdays, no, this is not a birthday layout. Glitter, I'll have to think on that one. Floral patterned paper, I'm sure I can find a floral in here. I'm just gonna have to go through here and be like, it says polka dots, it says stripes, it says floral. I need all those 3 papers. Cameras, chevrons. I think there are cameras in here too. Were there not? Oh yeah, there's a camera right there. Chevrons. Chevrons are actually also in the sketch. So I'm gonna have to, you know what, I have, where did it go? I have this. So I could probably make that work, hey? Chevrons, the color pink. Yes, there is pink in here. 3 or more photos. No. That was added today. Also, rainbows were added today. I don't know if I saw rainbows in here. Maybe not. I'll have to have a look. And hedgehogs, no, probably not. A tree, it's a stretch. Sunshine or sun rays. One of the stencils in here is kind of sun ray, sunshine-ish. Maybe I'll use that. That would be fun. Okay, so that's it for now. I'm going to pause the camera and put together a little something for you, and then I'll come back and talk about how it turned out. Okay, hang on. I'll be right back. Well, this layout kind of took on a life of its own. It did not end up how I envisioned it, but I really like it in the end. So here's how I started. I picked out some border strips that I thought would be nice on here, and then a few scraps. So this little blue one back here is a scrap. I can barely even see it now. This floral is a scrap. This blue back here is a scrap, and all the rest are border strips. Some of them are the border strips with the hole in the center, and some are not. And it didn't matter because my photos were going to cover up the hole in the center. Wow. Okay. So then I started inking the edges of my strips, because that's just how I roll. I like to ink the edges of things. And the foam pad on the bottom was old, and it was like, and I wasn't paying attention because I was like watching something, and I didn't notice that it was like pilling on the bottom, and so then it was leaving like black gunk on there on my layout, and so white background, and so I look and I'm like, what's that? And then I go and it like spreads, right? Because I'm like, oh gosh, okay. So then I was like, well, I could flip the paper, or I could just get out some splatters and do some black splatters and see if I like it, and then we'll decide if we're keeping the paper or what, flipping it over. So then I did the black splatters, and oh, I had already stenciled, so the black splatters ended up being over top. But anyways, I was telling the story about my black splatters. So I'm like, okay, well, black splatters, I'll do that, and we'll see how it goes. So I used, I can't remember what it's called, hang on. Before Dawn Vibes by Shimmers Paints. And I splattered on the back of my layout, and it's like a black, but it's not a really deep, deep black. And I actually, and then I walked away. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go walk away for a minute. And so I went and fed the dog and did a couple things, and then I came back to it, and I was like, oh, I actually think this can work. So I ended up just going with it. So that's how this took on a totally different life than I expected it to in the beginning. And then the other thing was that I did like this row of stenciling. So I just took this sunshine stencil from the Vicki Boutin, what's it called? Offset Stencils. And I masked off one of the starbursts. And then I laid it down and did kind of like a down, up kind of pattern. But you can't even really see it in the end. So I was like, wasted my time. But anyway, I like that I just did it along this way and didn't like make it too big. Do you know what I mean? Like I made it part of the strips kind of. So I like that part. What else did I do? Mounted my photos. Yeah. Anyway. So the other thing that I did that I don't usually do is I did a handwriting, my own handwritten journaling on here. And at first I was like, oh, I'm not going to like that. And especially when I try to like fit it in a small space. So like I wrote on this label piece, but I ended up leaving it. It will be fine. It's just that when I when I do print, there's nothing wrong with my actual printing. It's just that it never comes out in the same size on each line. And I don't know why that is. That's just the way I do things, I guess. So, okay. So here is the sketch again. If you can see it, I will link it. I will link Christie's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches below, and it will be in the album for 30 Days of Sketches under day 9. So here is the sketch, and it's hard to see, but it's all those strips, 2 photos, and the chevrons, right? Okay, so after I had stenciled and splattered and inked the edges of my strips and walked away, and I came back and I was like, yeah, okay, I can make that work. So I laid down the strips and I got them to where I liked the way they were laid out, so I glued them down. And then I noticed there's some like little gaps in there which were bothering me, and I kept trying to fix them. But now when I look at it, I'm like, you can't even see that there's tiny gaps in there because the photos and embellishments are covering them. So I feel like I wasted some time on things that just, weren't necessary. But anyway, then I decided I was going to take some film strips and add them on. So these are those 49 and Market ones. I love them. They're turning out to be a real gem for this challenge. And then I did some embellishment clusters and some chevron pieces just like in the sketch. And yeah, so let's go through the Calvinball prompts and see what I got on my layout where. So I got on a star. I have a star here. There's also stars in this border strip. Sorry, I didn't quite adhere that down really strong because I kept wanting to tuck stuff under it. So stars, die cut. I die cut out a doily because I didn't like the size of the doilies that I had on my desk. So there's my die cut. And this actually frame is also a die cut. Oh, and so is this clip. Okay, so we got a die cut covered for sure. Striped paper, I actually have 2. This one is striped and this one is striped. And use a stamp. Now, I was thinking I was going to do some circles, and then when I looked at this, I was like, oh my gosh, that looks like a little rainbow. And so I did. I put a rainbow on there, and I colored in one with my tri-blend markers in the colors that I thought matched with the collection, and it's so cute, right? That is something I would have not done without Calvinball. Use a stencil. Yeah, I stenciled on those sunshine pieces. Add a date. Yep, I stamped my date right there. And used a frame. Yeah, I used that circle frame that I talked about in the beginning. Cleaned my desk between projects. Yeah, it's almost cleaned up again. I just have a few more things I need to put away. And I need to like clean my Stampin' stencils and stuff. Let's see what else. Oh, I did more stamping too. These little clouds are also stamps. So there's that. Hearts. I got a big heart right here. Washi. Okay, washi was something I wanted to talk about. So I didn't use the washi tape rolls. I used these. So if you purchased the papery pack or plan to purchase one from the next collection, she has these washi stickers in. So this is the Vicky Boutin print shop collection. Man. And inside of the papery pack, which is like over 200 pieces, and it was super affordable for all the things you got in there, it has these washi stickery things. And I really liked that because after I had splattered, I'm like, well, I'm going to add these big old ink splotches on there, right? So those two things are my washi. Cool, right? Something a little bit different. Gold. I definitely got gold on there. There's gold here. There's gold here. And fussy cutting. This heart is fussy cut from one of the papers. Handwriting. I did handwrite my journaling. I did. And polka dot pattern. Yes, there's polka dot pattern on here. There's also a polka dot pattern up here. Titles with 2 or more fonts. So my title is Hey, Attitude is Everything, because her shirt says a Little Miss Sassy. And so I thought that was kind of a cute title. When I saw that chipboard piece, I'm like, oh, yep, that's going on here. So I feel like that's 1, 2, 3 fonts for the title. This is not straight, is it? I have to fix that later. Circles. Yes, I definitely got circles on there. Circle, 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 circle. Doily. I talked about die cutting a doily because I wanted a smaller one. Cloud. I stamped those little clouds again from that same stamp set that I used yesterday. This baby one. Memorabilia, no. Butterfly. Yes, I got a butterfly here. Torn paper. No, I didn't tear anything. Bling and rhinestones. Okay, so I haven't put on rhinestones yet, but I was planning to. They are here. I want to use these deep purple ones because this color is kind of like in there, but it's like not a prominent color in the collection. So bling, yes, rhinestones. I'm going to put some of those on here. And then the other thing it called for was arrows. And I had some arrow bits in here and nothing really was either too big or too long or too, I don't know. I had a hard time. And so I ended up like leaving the collection and going and finding this acrylic one that I knew I had from Close to My Heart, and I had a whole pack of these, but they're almost all gone. And then I tried like a few different ones to see which one I liked best, and that was the one I ended up picking. So there's that. And what else can I tell you? Avocado. No, there is no avocado on here. There is, however, okay, where did that come from? Now things are falling around. A label, which I decided to journal on. And the reason I did was because I was flipping through the sticker book looking for an arrow, and I saw the labels, and I'm like, oh, labels on the list now. And so I was going to put the label on, and I'm like, well, if I'm going to put a label on, I might as well do my journaling on the label. So I did, even though it's not my fave. And 3 or more photos. No, I did not do 3 or more photos because I already had 2 photos printed for this before that got added today. And then what else? So yeah, that looks good, right? And then the rainbow, I definitely got the rainbow on there. I never thought I was going to put a rainbow on there, but when I noticed that little sticker, I couldn't resist, and I really like how cute it is. It fits in really nicely. So rainbow, green. Yeah, there's green on here. There's green in my rainbow. There's green in the stripes here. And a punch. Yes, definitely. I used a circle punch here and a punch for the chevrons. I got chipboard on there. This part of my title is chipboard, and this little heart piece is chipboard. I got a film strip as part of my strips in the background. So there's one here and one here. Typewriter font, no. Vellum, yes, this butterfly piece is punched from the vellum paper from the print shop collection. Leftovers from your last layout, no. I mean, they're leftovers from various layouts, but not from my last layout. And it does say last, so I'm gonna say no. Feather, no. Metal, yep, this big old star circle that's been in my stash for an eternity is now on a layout, and it fits in actually quite nicely. So I'm not 100% sure I'm going to leave it there. The other spot I thought about putting it was down here, but I don't know. We'll see. QR code, no. Stitching, no. Put away 5 layouts, no. Use a sketch, yep. Disney, no. Dinosaur, no. Horse, no. House, yes, no. I ended up not using the house. Birthday, no. Glitter, no. Floral patterned paper, yep. This blue one back here is floral. Camera, got a camera right there. Chevron, got some chevrons. Pink, yes, there's pink in here for sure. Pink in the stripes, pink all over the place. Pink photo mats. Hedgehog, no, definitely not. A tree, no. And a sun or sun ray. That's why I picked that stencil, because it's a sun ray. In my eyes it is anyways, I'm counting it. And then the other thing that I wanted to come on here, oh, and I did the sun in fossilized amber. So the other thing I wanted to decide was, do I want, because there's a lot of white space here, even though I sprinkled on it. Do I want it mounted on black cardstock? You know what? I don't think this one needs it. I think it's fine, probably because of the splatter. And I inked the edges now, it looks better. Okay, so I did not write down my Calvinball points. I will do it after. I have some things I need to get to. So that is it for today, and thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. I hope you all have a great day. If you want to see a close-up shot and some detailed shots, just stick around and that'll be at the end of the video. And please see the links below for anything that we talked about today. That's it, guys. Bye for now.